rookie year, you played with
Incredible, dog.
Barkley, Pippen, Hakeem. Let me say this first. I want to say this first before you start, because I know that's going to be a long situation. You guys at the Rockets, I don't know if you were in the league yet, Eddie. These motherfuckers had 1 shake,
2 shake,
2 shake, 3 shake, 4 shake. You know, the defensive rules was different back then.
Yeah,
so
right.
So if your man is on that side of the free throw line, you have to be on that side.
The imaginary line from rim to rim. If you crossed over, you had to double team. If you didn't, that when I came in, that was the last year, 2000, 2001, 2002.
We had to go every time we play these motherfuckers, Eddie. Every time we play these motherfuckers,
ISO,
Francis, Cat, Moochie Norris. I mean, it was no other place.
Shout out to Moochie.
Yeah, there was no other place. He had a little bit of shake too, but I mean, everybody was getting ISO, and they would take turns. It was like he was at the fucking park. 2 shake, 2 shake.
That's
that
true.
motherfucker come down, and they putting you in the mix. I'm over there. I'm fouling early. You know what I mean? And then I'm trying to.
Hey, the first dribble, pop. Hey,
Mike just said we can't go start that shit.
You look up, you was like, okay, that's only the second team foul.
Yeah, man, that's all they used to do. Okay, Kat. So give us how that was your rookie year coming in, watching these guys growing up, watching these guys play. Tell them what it was like playing with them three Hall of Famers.
And real quick, Kat, before you get to that, let me ask you this. Was you nervous and like lightweight starstruck as your rookie year going into that, seeing that, and then piggyback and answer that though?
So what's crazy is, dog, these are 2 great questions. So Pippen was my Scottie Pippen. So I watched Chicago Bulls, right? Of course, right? They was the Chicago Bulls. I'm watching Mike and Scottie, and I'm like, I can't be Mike. But I love what Scottie do. He do everything. So let's focus on doing everything, because Eddie Jones was one of my favorite as well. And he was a close friend of mine because he's at Temple.
From Philly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I loved like just being able to do everything, rebounds, steals, you know what I'm saying? Like shooting, mid-range, threes, post-ups, everything. So I try to mimic my game after those guys. And I kept 2 basketball cards in I had a wallet at the time. I kept 2 basketball cards in my wallet. It was Eddie Jones and
He said a wallet.
A wallet. We had a wallet.
I still got one.
He said he still got one.
Yeah. So listen, I get drafted, right? Boom. I get drafted, and the universe just work. Bro, I swear, I believe in manifestation in the universe. If you focus on it, it happens, good or bad. Boom. Scottie Pippen is my teammate. I get a phone call from Rudy Tomjanovich, and then Scottie called me right after that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. I get to Houston. It's everything I thought it was. I get Scottie Pippen, is Hakeem Olajuwon, it's Charles Barkley, but all of them was like, only one that was, still zoned in as far as basketball was Scottie, and I only had him for 1 year. Dream was more like he was in a transition, right? He's getting older. He was, of course, his faith was the number one most important thing. He's on a plane. He's praying. He's writing. He's practicing Arabic. He's doing all those different type of things. So it was different characters that I was kind of studying as a rookie, right? Dream sat by himself, and he would tell me to come over there and talk to him a little bit. And then Scottie and Charles would be, playing cards and gambling up top. And sometimes Mike would come and, just things like that, right? So it was like the old school guys, and then Dream was in the back. But Scottie always kept his body right. He's waking up early. He's getting shots up. He's doing all that. Dream, he's just, he coming in when he come in, He might be fasting, so you may not see him a lot. Charles was just like, it was like he was on vacation. It didn't matter for Charles, right? He was just so good. Charles was just he was so good, man. It was so incredible to me, Charles being the size he was, my goddamn height, and he posting everyone up. He doing and they taught me, him and Scottie and Dream taught me the post game, because
your post game was crazy too.
It is crazy,
bro. All 3 of them had different post games. If you think about it,
Yeah.
And they taught me that. So, my rookie year, I just was a sponge. And then Scotty loved me so much at the time. And that was great when you have a star loving you because he's like, yo, I want him to play more. And I was a second rounder. And there was 6 dudes in front of me that was in the first round, right? So, 3 in the first round. Michael Dickerson, which was your teammate, my guy.
Yeah.
And Bryce Drew, who I love Bryce, but no, he shouldn't. Bryce, no.
Oh, they took him over you?
First round.
Yeah, he was a first round draft pick. Yeah, because he hit that shot against Ole Miss.
Yeah, and we beat them in the tournament. So whatever. So anyway, this is the Bryce looked
stupid,
confused and scared the whole time. I said, God damn. So Charles loved Bryce and Scotty loved me. So I won over. Anyway, I won in that one. But my rookie year was just being a sponge, man. Just doing what they tell me to do, picking up 94 feet. Back then, you had the 94 feet, especially if you coming off the bench, especially if you're a rookie. Everything, it was like, you earn your minutes, this, that, whatever. So I did that, learning a lot from Scotty. And then I think I would have been a better pro. Listen, I think I was a really good pro, but I think I would have been a better pro. Like, I'm talking about like Hall of Fame status type shit if Scotty would have stayed with me. Everything he did, man, it was like the way he lift weights, the way he shot, the way he prepped. Like Mike was there a lot. So think about it. Kobe got Scotty. Kobe had Mike coming in all the time. Kobe had Phil. Like, it's when you have veterans like that, it helps your game so much faster, right? Because, listen, bro, y'all know this. You doubt yourself on games that you fuck up in. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, should I be playing this game?
Yeah.
I can't get past this motherfucker. Or, or damn, they killing me, or this, that, whatever. Like this pick and rolls, this, that, whatever. Like he kept me engaged, right? Where it's just like, yo, come on, let's get in the lift. Let's get shots up. Let's do this, let's do that. So that helped me a lot. And then, my second year when he left, I became more of an adult, right? I was like, okay, now you got to do X, Y, and Z. And it was very structured the first year where you had to dump it down to the older guys a lot in our game.
Played inside out.
Yeah, and then, the second year was like, okay, Cuttino, Steve, I need y'all to speed it up, right? Like, but for the older guys, they just going to have to get the crumbs. Right now, y'all need to do X, Y, and Z, figure this out. So there was a good thing and a bad thing. The good thing is that we got to express ourselves. The bad thing is that we didn't have veterans like Vince Carter had Antonio Davis, Charles Oakley's of the world, Chris Childs' of the world. So he got to really develop where guys were still active and athletic and, you know what I'm saying, and then giving them the ball more and doing more things. We had all young guys, right? Because Charles hurt himself, Dream was done, Scotty left. So then we had a lot of young guys. So it was like young guys are teaching young guys. That's not a good, lesson. You got
that's like the Clipper team that I was on. It was just nothing but youngsters. 2004. I mean, you ain't got no OG guidance, especially if it's the only OG you got is a guy that got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I mean? He here for that last check, maybe that last 2 checks, but not really there. It's a different type of OG guy. It's not fielding. So let me ask you this though. I'm fast forward it a little bit. With all that being said, right? What you just got done saying, Yao Ming come in the building, right? Now Yao in the building. Now, how does that change? And now you're an elder statesman, as statesman, and you're one of that, or now, like, how did that, like, for you to pivot, and how did you look back and reflect, like, oh, this is how I remember when I was coming in. Not that you had to guide him or anything, but just how you became more of the OG vet in that situation.
You know what's crazy? My career was going up like that. You got to think about it. My first year was 10. My second year was 17. My third year was 20. The fourth year was 22. And then Yao came, right? So which I had to take a back seat more because I kept going up. And, of course, me being a team guy and wanting everybody to gel, it to me, I loved it. I wish I could have played more with Yao because it would have been like C-Webb and Brad Miller with you, right, Mike? Like, it's just, it was easier to play off the ball because Yao was such a great passer and his presence was there. Where I think I played my best basketball, my easiest basketball was in Sacramento. The easiest. Like where I didn't have to do nothing and the ball was right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have to do no ISOs. So it kind of gave people, and I wasn't even an older statesman. I was in my 4th year, Eddie. You know what I'm saying? So I was
what I mean
kid.
by that is like you'd have been in the league a few years. That's all I mean by that. Yeah,
right.
That's it.
Trade game.